it's so important for you to know yourself. What do I mean by that? Are you a morning person or are you a night person? Do you like to write things down, or do you just like to vibe out and let whatever comes to you come to you? Where do you draw your inspiration from? How do you start your day? How do you end your day? What did you eat during the day? Did you exercise? These are all different things that play a huge role in how you're going to create. Here are 5 things that I do every day to start my day. So when I first wake up, I start my morning with the prayer. Not into praying, you could do something that we call speaking to the higher self. You can do that also. The second thing is journaling. Now, as a creator or as a musician, you have to have a way that you can express yourself freely. And I've found that in a journal, no one else has to see what you're writing. So if there is something that may be bothering you that you need to get off your chest, you write it down. If it's you feeling sad, write it down. If you're feeling angry and not sure how to deal with it, write it down. If you're not feeling as confident, you get the point. You're writing all these things down so that you're not walking around with that energy bottled up. Something I found out recently is that, did you know that if you're angry about something, it takes you 72 hours to come down from that level of anger? Now think about how that's going to impact your creation. Unless you want to do a track that's really aggressive, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that every track you want to do, you want it to be aggressive or you want it to come across as being mad. It's cool to express that, but so again, you have 72 hours, so you can create it for that point. But then for the other 48 hours or the other 2 days, what are you doing with that energy? And that could actually shift everything else that you do, because now you're walking around with that energy, and how does that affect your mindset? You may have a negative interaction with somebody else. You may have pent-up aggression that you misdirect towards someone else. It can mess up your sleeping habits. It can mess up your eating habits. I remember one time I was angry about something, and I always like to exercise in the morning, which is another point. Number 3, you always want to exercise. And I got on the treadmill, and because I wasn't focused, I started running as hard and as fast as I could, and I literally snapped my leg. I broke my tibia because I wasn't focused and I wasn't in the right state of mind. However, but talking about exercising, you want your body and your mind to be in balance. You are in control of you. You don't want your stuff all over the place. And it's sort of like, you ever see certain people when they get into a fight and they start doing a windmill, they just like, right? Or they just start throwing haymakers from any old way. And what happens is you're exerting all this energy and movement, but you're not making contact, right? So you don't want to get in the process of, it feels as if you're creating, but you're not in pocket because you're not utilizing your energy properly. I remember one time a person said to me, think about rain and raindrops, right? So when you think about the rain and raindrops that hit a pond, each drop gets a ripple, right? But imagine if instead of having the rain, you have a water hose, right? And with that water hose, you're going to direct it to one stream force of water, right? Now think about that force of water when you point it at one particular area. You can almost have laser-like focus and knock something down with that same pressure of water, but directing it in the right intention as opposed to raindrops falling all over the place, right? So, again, journaling, meditation, exercising. Another thing that I like to do is visualizing. And here's where a lot of you fall short. Here is where you don't make money. You don't make money because you don't see yourself making money. You see yourself as a poor artist. You don't have supporters because you only focus on, oh man, they hating on me. They don't want to see me shine. No, people do want to see you shine, but you don't want to see you shine because you don't believe it. You have to believe it in your core that you are nice, that you are worthy of your talent, that you are a great artist, that you will monetize what you do, that you will impact the lives of other people, that you will get the abundance that you deserve. In the minute that you have that lack of confidence or think that somebody's not going to support you, the exact thoughts that you put out into the universe is what you get back. So you have to be mindful of your thoughts, right? So when you visualize, I always like to say, begin with the end in mind. So if you're working on a project, what do you want to see happen at the end of that project? Do you want to see streams? Do you want to see sales? Do you want to grow your fan base? Do you want to get brand partnerships? Do you want to get sponsorships? What is your goal of releasing this music? Now, if you're one of those people who are just a creator to create and you don't really want to see anything from it, cool, you could do that too. But I'm speaking specifically to the people such as myself that use this as a full-time and to create the lifestyle that they want and to create the dreams and abundance that they want to have. You have to see it in your mind first. This is what you have to do. What are you visualizing when you're creating these things? Do you see yourself with chains on? Do you see yourself with a car? Do you see yourself building relationships with couples? Do you see yourself helping somebody get through a struggling relationship? Like, what are you actually visualizing when you're doing these things? Okay, so visualization. And the last thing that I like to do, that I always do on a daily basis, is meditate. Take the time to sit still and breathe. Right now, I know a lot of you may say like, oh man, I can't sit still because my mind bounces all over the place. I always like to say, if you're that type of person, I just want you to sit down for 1 second, close your eyes, breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. I just want you to do that one time. I'm not trying to ask you to become a Buddhist monk and master meditation and all that. I just want you to bring them levels down in your body so that when you step into your creative process and you step into your zone, you balanced and you there. And as a bonus, be mindful of what you're consuming in either 3 different areas, in what you're looking at or what you're listening to. So I like to read books every day. So if you're the type of person where you like to read, I'll leave a list of recommended books that I used for mindset and productivity. It was really good. I also, in addition to exercising, make sure you spend time in nature or whatever peaceful space it is for you. Like, you have to find that peaceful space that keeps you in the right mindset. And or you can listen to particular podcasts, and I also leave a list of recommended podcasts that I use that help you grow your mindset and stay within the right state of mind so when you're creating, so that you can be as productive and as creative as possible.